from Gottlieb Pinball.
It's locked. I'll get some help.
Oh my gosh, I think I have the key.
The door is locked.
Yes, I'm working on it. Oh, here it is. I got it. Oh, I guess they don't need it now. I'm out of here. How's that for some green screening? We had to do something special because do you know, in all these years, this game came out in October '79, we have only sold 12 of these. 12 Hulks, all these years. Now this was an overhaul of one we sold, and it is the nicest one we've ever had. The man bought it from us years and years ago. It was really awful. That's back when we used to sell Hulks for like 400 bucks, but we didn't do anything to them. But this is different. We got this in. Steven, there he is right there.
Tony and I. That's not just me.
Well, Steven painted. Tony's working the camera now because Frank's still in bed.
We're losers.
Losers.
Mandatory Saturdays.
It's 11:30. And look, I have my little Chris's here, and I got my Steven, and I got my Jason. Look what Steven's working on. We're doing a special Miss Pac-Man Cabaret with miniature side art. We've never done one before. That's going to be a special.
Call this the short round, Miss Pac-Man.
Actually, when we do the video on that, this is going to be a very special Miss Pac-Man.
I still need a booster seat.
That's for Mark in Canada. You're going to make him very happy. Anyway, let's get back to the Hulk. Backglass was very good, but Steven had to do some touch-up. But as a matter of fact, let me have Tony take over now. Now that's better. Tony, show these people what you did to this beautiful thing.
Well, cleaned it up, did our normal flipper change, cleaned everything up. I added lights underneath here that were never there just to give the back a little glow.
Yeah, that's really nice because it glows on the wood. Can you see the purple effect?
Put some color changers in here, which is very nice, I think so. And popped all these out and put greens. But they're clear with green LEDs underneath.
They used to be red, correct?
They used to be red. And which doesn't make sense because there's no red on this game anywhere. So why have red rollovers?
And it was lit with a dim 44. I also noticed, Tony, there's a bulb out right there.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's a loose bulb. That has to get fixed before you deliver this, young man.
Will do.
Go, continue.
Well, that's basically it. This was in pretty good shape just after it was cleaned up and put it all back together. And of course, Steve, wonderful Steve, touched everything up, made it look beautiful.
Now, we had sold it originally, so it was pretty decent initially, but the side art really had to get redone. You don't have to make that stone.
I can do whatever I want.
No, you can't.
There's nothing you can do about it. How about that?
You can't, young man.
I just did.
And then final thing.
Okay. Yes.
I did miss.
He did miss the most important thing. Yes.
Never done that on these style buttons before.
This is a first because there's really no room to put it. Tony, open it up real quick. Let's show the people how you did this. And of course, there are patented Light-O-Matic. They're not really patented. That's an ongoing joke. It's an ongoing joke, folks. All right, let's look.
Alright, right here, this this back plate metal, just drill a hole in it. If I could bend this out of the way.
Oh, I see what you did.
Drill the hole right there, and then you use, again, the bendy, so you can angle it. And put it right through there. It does not affect the way the switch goes, and it lights up the button.
Wow, and it's very effective because that little hole
That's what she said.
Like it?
manages to make the green button glow very, very brightly. And I see you nicely tied it into wire ties, nicely harnessed in, and into the 5 volts, 6 volts of the light bulbs in the coin door. I also see that we put a button, a hidden button for the credits on the bottom of the machine. So where our customer can click away and put up some credits. Good.
And then, of course, all the normal stuff with all replaced parts. For
Yes,
the
plungers and links and end-of-stroke switches have to be
Same
done
thing
now.
with all of the plungers were all cleaned, all the sleeves were changed, even on the pop bumpers, and we had to do the new pop bumper skirts.
Oh, that's right.
They were
The
all
skirts were shattered. And, of course, all new drop targets. Now, I'm going to tell all of you something that even Tony doesn't know. Tony, drop the play field and I'll hand the camera back to you. They made 6,150 of these, but there's an unknown quantity of hulks, special hulks that were produced that had in the back, I'll show you the back here, these are the, oh look at that, isn't that brilliant? We did keep the blinking bulbs here for the Hulk transformation. So we did, they're the only regular incandescent set. See back here, it's the System 1. And they had System 1 for a number of games after Hulk. There's our button battery. The customer can change themselves. The new Great Plains power supply. Okay. They had a small number of System 80 test boards, Incredible Hulks. I had one. And a local enthusiast, Steve, got it. He got our test one, I guess about 12 years ago. Now that had System 80 boards in it, but you know what it had on it? The neatest thing. These drop targets here were all computer controlled, like they did in later games like Panetera. I love saying that. Panetera, not Panthera, and James Bond, where if you knocked the targets down and you were player 2, when you came back to your player, the game would knock the targets right back down again, exactly whatever you had down at that time. Right now, they just pop up, period. You got to get them all down and bang, they're up again. Or if when your ball goes, bang, they're up again. But that was a really neat feature. Also, they had wired in meters in the front. That Incredible Hulk we had factory coin meters in the front that were just unique for that game. I never saw factory coin meters in any other Gottlieb pinball machine. At least I didn't. But I guess there's always a first, isn't there, sir?
There's a first for everything.
You can see how Steven has touched up our back glass, by the way. A brilliant job by my Steven. And he's mine.
Ew.
You ready to play? This will program it. Good? Now, on this game, you can roll to your heart's content through all these, but you're never going to advance your bonus, your 2 times, 3 times, until you go through this one hole, like so. Now, I'm up to 2 times whatever I collect in the center, and the light has moved. So, consequently, 3 times. Isn't that nice? Now, do you see my purple 1, 2, and 3? Watch. I hit 1, I hit 3, and I hit 2. Okay? That will turn this light on here, and my extra ball. And notice he's lit that with brilliant dark purple. Oh, I like, by the way, Tony, I like the fact that you put green here and purple up here. That's really nice. And you put the green here, but you lit these white. Isn't that tasteful, folks? And rather than slingshots, of course, everybody knows that this game has these targets here, which I think are very good. And there's your A and B, and then your C, which of course is very, very critical. By the way, your cards will always tell you the drop targets score 500 points, but completing them spots the C, and that resets your targets. The 1, 2, and 3 lights your extra ball that you saw, and the spinning target, okay? And the pop-uppers are all scoring just big, lousy 100 points. That's all it does. But, now that we got A, B, and C, look! The special lanes. And look, it's moved over here. My goodness. Can we get endless replays?
Gotta burn the coil out.
Tony, look at my score! And it's only the first ball. think. But see, nice feature. It holds over the bonus. They didn't have to do that, but the Rockwell board holds over the bonus. Isn't that nice? By the way, you can adjust the vector that this hits by bending this slightly. So if you're not happy where it's firing the ball to, especially when it's not on a cart, you can adjust that. So that's a very nice thing. Oh, I won another game! By the way, you notice it's up to 71. The Rockwell board system defaults, when the battery's in there, you can't get more than 15 credits. Wallace, you can walk by.
No, I want to tell you, I took that pot off the stove, the water had burned out, went out.
You know all about burning stuff, don't you, Wallace?
Who left that on the stove?
You?
Yeah, but who left the one in the microwave that filled us with smoke last week?
That was getting ready to do the same thing.
I have to shift the blame. Thank you, Wallace. I have to shift the blame. I don't want to burn the place down. Not when we're so busy. We have so many games going out for Christmas. Gosh. Remember, we just took the motorcycle off. We're getting ready to box up the Blackwater. We have so many games going out. Anyway, I forgot where we were.
I don't listen when you speak.
I was going to tell you something important about this game.
The 71?
Yes, that's it.
See, I suffer from short-term memory loss.
I had to put that clip in. It's a great clip. I can't wait until Finding Dory comes out. That'll be really good. Anyway, we'll get back to this. When you change the battery, the computer gets confused. So what you do is you turn it back on, and if you have a high number, anything higher than 15 in there, anything higher than 15, that's when you start ringing up credits, as many as you can. Then you put the battery in, and then the game, in other words, I can keep winning games and go up, and I don't have to hit the free play button. But if you let that number drop below 15, you're stuck again. You're back in the old 15 maximum credits grind. Just so you know that. Of course, you could just take the battery out and do it again. But then you have to load the high scores. What a pain in the neck. And this game did, I think everybody's seen the self-tests on these. First button. The first 6 are audits. How many times you played it, since the battery was put in. There's a number of different audits. Your first replay is at 7, which is 250. Oh, you know what? Gottlieb always did these flip cards. See, this doesn't say 3 replays. You flip it over, and there's 3 replays. I always like that. So we have it set for 3. Your 8 is your second, your 9 is your third, and your 10 is your high score to date, which you can change. If you have to push the red button on the logic board to 0 it, and then you simply hold the start button and put in whatever high score you want to put in. Now, to lock all that stuff in, you have to go to the end of the menu. So you have to go to 11, 12, and then 13. 11, test these displays. 12, test these displays. And 13, now this is the one you have to do everything real quick. You push the button, because it turns on all the lights on it. But they don't stay on for long. Watch. You have to figure out which ones are out. So some people put a piece of masking tape over each light that's out. It goes through all the coils, all the sound effects, and then it's looking for a stuck switch. So if we have a stuck switch, and the switch was sticking long enough, the game will look through the menu. See, look at that, 44. That's this one. But it doesn't stay for long. So Rockwell went so far with that test and they stopped. So it would have been nicer if this stuff continued. But you know, the 9-1 replacement board, and Pascal has one too. Really nice menu. They have so much improved the Rockwell system. Although I do like the Rockwell system too. Make no mistake, it's a good sound system, and it's still working. 37 years later, still runs. Good. Tony, should we... Steven, should I end an Incredible Hulk green screen?
As long as you let me paint your face green.
You know, I
That
can,
would be an insult to the Hulk, I agree.
well, I can change the whole scene green. Like that. Is that better?
God, you're a dork.
Anyway, look what's coming. The Defender. And we have this on Roll-O-Matic wheels. See? Our customer in Canada, Mark, needed this particular one on wheels. They chose red or yellow T-molding. I'm not sure Mark's going to want that. We may have to change that. But boy, this thing looks like brand new, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Oh.
Are we done yet?
Actually, I hear something. Is that? Oh, my elevator! I think I got in the wrong elevator. Oh.